and let's keep it moving. And I know we mentioned Wimby beforehand, so we are going to pitch our first time All-Star predictions. And you guys, for the sake of our sanity, no one say Victor because I'm sure we all believe Victor's going to be there. So I would hope that you guys brought a list that did not have Victor's name on because we all believe that Victor can be a first-time All-Star. What you got, Alex?
Well, there's a bunch of players that we all believe will make it.
No, I'm saying, but I'm just saying, let's make it challenging. Let's not come in here and say Victor Wembanyama. So, Alex, I'm going to swing it to you first. Who do you have for guys that can shock the world and be a first-time All-Star this year?
First-time All-Star. Well, off the rip, depending on how he comes back, Banchero. Was he one last year?
He was one last
year. Yeah, he was also last year.
Oh, God. I don't watch the All-Star game, if you guys don't know. They're All-Stars, and then I don't watch the game. First-timers.
You mean swing it back to you?
Yes.
All right, Toddy, you ready? You want me to swing it back to you?
I got it.
All right, let me hear it, Toddy. Who do you have for your first-time All-Star predictions?
Well, we just talked about him. Green. I mean, the West is very stacked. I feel like if he keeps playing the way that he's playing, he has definitely a chance. He's the second year under Ime is going to be interesting because 1 year with the Celtics, he took them to the finals. Obviously, they had Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. But I think the Rockets have a lot of solid pieces that if they're good enough and, they're in playoff contention and Jalen Green they're able to, defend their home court. I feel like that was something for them last year is kind of where if they're able to do that on a consistent basis, they'll be able to win games. And I think at the trajectory that Jalen Green is going at, we saw the sneak preview of it last year on that insane stretch to kind of try and make that play and push. And then we saw, Tari Eason was doing the Warriors chant that woke up the sleeping giants. So maybe don't do that next time. But I think I've been pretty consistent about Jalen Green on this show. I mean, last year I had him as being one of the most improved players. Him and Paulo were one of the guys that I thought would be most improved. Paulo became one of those guys. He's ascending. Obviously, he got hurt with an oblique injury last night after having a 50-piece the night before. I feel like I was pretty right and consistent about him. I'm going to stay consistent about Jalen Green. I feel like on the trajectory that he's at, he's going to be one of those young bulls that ends up, creeping his way into that playoff all-star fringe type of player. And with the extension that he signs, it definitely indicates that he can become one of those type of players. So I'm definitely going to roll with Jalen Green as one of my first-time All-Star predictions.
All right, so I rewatched the video last year, and Toddy and I came to the table screaming, chanting, and we were both wrong on our first-time All-Stars. But Alex hit it on the nail last year with Tyrese Maxey. So I had to come in here and make sure I gave her the credit. So for this year, I have three. One obvious, two guys that, kind of shake some shit up. Starting with the obvious guy, Jalen Brunson. He's a guy who could have made it last year. He is now going back on another campaign. They got Karl Anthony Towns. They got Mikal Bridges. So they're bringing in a lot of talent, and they're going all in. So I think Jalen Brunson is one guy that could hear his name called for an all-star game this year. Second guy, Chet Holmgren. I believe that he has been balling. I don't believe he has been balling the first 4 games. So to see him take that next step before this season, I would have thought this would have been the step we would have seen from Jalen Williams. J-Dub, I thought he would have been the second best player on this team. But to see Chet come in here and be dominant on both sides of the ground, both sides of the floor, playing like Chet Holmgren that we thought he was going to be, they look really good. Next guy, I'm going to get a lot of eyes. I'm going to get a lot of rolled eyes. I don't give a damn. Evan Mobley, balling out of control this year. Let me just give you guys some numbers.
Perhaps.
19 points, career high. 8 points or 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, career high. 3 threes per game, career high. 52% from 3, career high. Toddy wants to scream MVP from the ceiling from 3 games. I can scream all-star. It's only been a couple of games, so we're going to see if this can consistently be what Evan Mobley can bring. We always talked about how you have twin towers, but you have to have one of these guys stretch the floor. It's not going to be Jared Allen. So to see Evan Mobley take that next step in his game, I really believe he can. If the Cavs can keep this up, be one of the best teams in the East, and if not the NBA, you got to make sure Evan Mobley gets in there. Alex, you figure out First time All-Star?
So I have a few.
All right, let me hear them.
My first one, so I have more in the East because I think it's harder to get in the West. That's why I don't think Jalen Green is going to make it. I think Chet is going to. So Evan Mobley, he was already on my list. First of all, the Cavs are what 6-0, 7-0 right now. So
Yeah.
they're coming in hot. They're not obviously. They're probably a second round team, but still. And then I have two kind of question marks around these next two players because I'm not positive they can make it. One is Mikal Bridges, who I think had a really great year last year, which I think will make a case he should have made it last year, especially kind of in the East. But I understand that he didn't. So I'm interested to see if he's going to take that step up for the Knicks and maybe he can make it alongside his teammate Jalen Brunson and maybe Cat. Who knows? And one that I was just looking up that I did not know was Jamal Murray. I guess he never made an All-Star appearance.
He's buns.
Huh?
He's buns.
Let's be honest. In the regular season, the Nuggets were the best team last year. I felt like he should have made it. But I don't know. So I'm interested. First of all, I'm just interested to see how his play is going to evolve this year because I think he kind of got exposed in the playoffs. He got exposed in the Olympics. So he needs to come strong this year. So that's my dark horse is Jamal Murray. I think he deserves it. Will he make it? But he should at least be in contention.
Understandably so.